Here's how to avoid the most common relationship arguments that I see all the time as a couples therapist. And it's rather quite simple. Now, I recognize simple does not mean easy, but it is really simple. All right, you want to know what it is? Don't invalidate your partner's emotions. Simple, right? I know, it's way more challenging than just how I say it. So I'm going to teach you how to do this at the end, so be sure to stick around. Hey there, I'm Lauren. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist specializing in all things relationships. Emotional validation is really important in relationships. It helps to de-escalate arguments. It helps us hear our partners and figure out how to actually move forward and resolve conflicts rather than letting them build up over time. It helps us stay connected to our partners. But it doesn't mean that it's easy. We don't get to decide for other people what is worthy of getting upset over or whether a feeling is right or wrong. Feelings are never wrong. How the feeling is expressed may not be healthy, may not be okay or acceptable to us, but the root feeling is valid. And we don't get to tell our partner that their feeling is not valid. What we need to do is be able to validate their feeling. Acknowledge and recognize that what they're feeling is very real to them, even if we don't agree with it, or we would respond in a different way, or we don't think that they should be feeling that. That doesn't matter. They are feeling it, and we have to be able to validate that for them. I want to be really clear though. Validating emotion does not mean that you are validating how the emotion was expressed. When we are validating someone's emotion, we're looking at the core feeling that's coming for them and saying, hey, I see this is a feeling that you're having, and this is what you are experiencing. It does not necessarily mean that I'm okay with how you expressed it. For example, if I feel really unimportant or not valued, it's one thing for me to come to my partner and say, I feel really unimportant or not prioritized when you're on your phone when I'm talking to you. You can validate how I'm feeling, even if you disagree with it. It's another thing for me to have that feeling and come to you, and instead of telling you what my deeper feeling is, that I'm feeling unimportant or devalued, and instead of saying that, I take your phone and I throw it across the room. The feeling is still valid. I'm still feeling not important, not prioritized, not valued. How I'm expressing it is not okay, because that's not communicating to my partner my real feeling. It's manifesting in a way that's not actually expressing the emotion. So yes, the feeling is still valid. How I showed it is not helpful or healthy. If you're able to keep those two distinctions, validating emotion doesn't mean that I agree with them or that I'm condoning their behavior. It can be really helpful when we're with our partners and saying, how do I validate this? It's really about slowing down and listening for the emotion. What is my partner feeling? And how do I reflect that back to them? So reflecting means just saying, this is what I'm hearing. I can see how upset you are. I can hear how disappointed you are. That can change so much, because when we feel seen and heard and understood, that puts us in a position where we're not defensive. It lowers our guard and helps us then go, well, what are we going to do about this? And find a way to move through and resolve the issue rather than getting stuck in the content where we don't actually resolve anything. Let me know if you have any questions about emotional validation in your relationship, because I know it can bring up a whole lot. Let me know in the comments below. And if you like content on relationships and mental health, be sure to follow along and subscribe for more.